July, so I'm super excited. We finally have a Pisces full moon. I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm a Pisces, in case you didn't know, so I'm very excited to teach this class today. So yeah, I have a lot of notes to talk about kind of what's going on astrologically. So this full moon is September 1st or the 2nd. It's in the night in between those 2 days. Normally the full moon in September is called the harvest moon, but the harvest moon is the moon closest to the fall solstice. So that's actually going to be the first moon in October, which I believe is October 1st. So this moon is called the corn moon, and it is in Pisces. So water sign, very emotional, very dreamy. Of course, in true Pisces fashion, I showed up with wet hair because, you know, I'd be taking a bath and a shower right before this. But yeah, so I'm actually a Pisces sun and Virgo moon, and this is the Pisces moon and a Virgo sun. So Pisces and Virgo on opposite ends of the zodiac. So I relate very heavily to what's going on this moon phase. But Pisces rules the feet, the toes, your pineal gland, and your pituitary gland. So lots of hormones. Your pituitary gland is your sex hormones. Your pineal gland is actually, it has been throughout history, and you know, they believe it is a metaphysical gland. So this is the gland that can kind of like bring us to enlightenment and like the sixth sense, or take us to another level. So it is very mystical. It's very metaphysical. It creates melatonin. So again, Pisces rules dreams. We rule sleep. So this is the gland that makes you sleep, makes you dream, and you can tap into that and kind of, you know, take it to another level. I don't know about you, but I have very vivid dreams. As a Pisces, I'm a lucid dreamer. So yeah, but so we're gonna focus on the third eye chakra and the sacral chakra. There's kind of a debate on what Pisces rules. The sacral chakra because of the pituitary gland and like the sex hormones, the emotions, and then I say the third eye chakra because, you know, we're Pisces, we're dreamers, we follow our intuition, our emotions. So we're gonna be working on both the sacral chakra and the third eye chakra today. So when we look at the Pisces moon opposite Virgo sun, again, they're opposites. Pisces wants to dream and just like sit there and visualize like what we want and just fantasize, and it's hard for Pisces to take action. Now, because I have a Virgo moon, I'm very like action, scheduled, goals oriented. So that's what we're gonna do. Pisces wants to dream and just dream. Be passive and wait and see. So those are the notes I wrote down. Virgo says take action and reap the rewards. So we want to visualize and take action. We want to dream and get ourselves to our dreams, right? We don't want to just like dream and dream and dream and dream and nothing happens. You have to dream and take action. So our mantra for this full moon is I visualize my dreams and take action. So throughout this class today, start visualizing what you want for the full moon. Do a visualization exercise, picture your dreams, and then start to take action. And then come the harvest moon in October, you can harvest all the abundance that you created from your dreams and from taking action. So I've talked a lot. Let's get started. You will need blocks for this class. We're going to be using them a lot. So make sure you grab a pair of blocks. You can use Harry Potter books, textbooks, toilet paper rolls, water bottles, anything that just gives you that little bit of support and lift. So we're actually going to get started with our blocks. We're going to get started in supported fish with a little bit of the hip opener as well. So, and you don't have to take the hip opener if you don't want to, but this is hitting all the chakras, and you know, supported fish, we're Pisces, we're fish. So your first block is going to go right between your shoulder blades, kind of right where the bra line hits, and you can use your second block as a pillow for your head. I don't personally need it, but if you need it, and make sure to keep your blocks nearby for the whole class because we're going to be using them a lot. So get situated on your mat here. Get that block placed in the right spot. So again, right on the bra line, right in between your shoulder blades. And you're just going to let your shoulders melt over that block. And again, you can use a block under your head as a pillow. Now, if you want to take the hip opening option, you're going to bring your feet bottoms together to touch. And then open up those knees. Find your Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined bound angle. And again, if this is too much for your hips, you can totally skip this. You can extend your legs out. You can have your knees bent, whatever works for you. Now you can have your palms facing down to get grounded. You know, Pisces, we need a little bit of grounding, or you can have your palms facing up to receive. Whatever feels good for you. And as always, we're going to bring our focus to our breath. Don't change anything about it. Just notice as it goes in and out through your nose. As you inhale, you feel the chest expand, you feel the belly expand. And as you exhale, everything releases. I saw a quote today that said, when the world tells you to shrink, expand. So take up space. Expand yourself today, expand your dreams. No sucking in. When we inhale, we want to really push our belly out, push our chest out. And when we exhale, we release. Now use your breath to bring you into the present moment, to your mat today. Start to check in. You can hear my dog Fozzie sneezing in the background. He's breathing too. Take inventory here. Is there any tension that you're feeling in your body, in your mind, in your soul? Just notice it. Don't attach yourself to it. Don't practice judgment. Just notice it, acknowledge it, and release it. Start to deepen your inhales and exhales here. And I really want you to just visualize that dream, that goal. The biggest dream that you can dream. This is the Pisces moon. Make it big. What do you want? How are you going to get there? Pisces says dream. Virgo says take action. So what are the steps that you're going to take to get there? And continue to visualize. One big part of manifestation is we got to picture it in our heads. Maybe after this class, journal what you see. I visualize my dreams and I take action. Take a big inhale in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, release. Big inhale in. And open mouth, exhale. When you're ready, you can gently close your legs if they're open. And just roll off to one side, getting off the block and just scooting it out from beneath you. And then you can come back to your back. Maybe windshield wiper out your legs for a moment. And then we're going to take a nice big morning stretch here. So extend your legs out. Extend those arms up like you just woke up this morning. Take a nice big morning stretch. Really activating the feet, really activating the hands. And then exhale, you can release. Now we're going to draw this right knee into our chest, keeping the left leg long. I want you to wrap your arms around that leg. Just pull it into your chest. Now if this is enough for you, you're going to stay right here. If you want a little bit more, want to get a little bit more into the hips, we're going to take a half happy baby. So you're going to grab your foot and try to pull that knee down to the mat. Now again, if this is too much for you, I want you to stay just right here, just hugging that knee into your chest. We're getting right into the hips today, guys. Lots of hip openers, lots of third eye work. And breathe into that hip. Go ahead and gently release, so extending that right leg out. Now we're going to pull the left knee in again. Just draw it into your chest and pull it down. You can stay right here. You can also grab the back of the thigh. Or if you want a little bit more, you're going to reach for the bottom of your foot and take that half happy baby. You might feel that one side is tighter than the other. Totally okay. We're human. We're not symmetrical. Breathe into that hip. And go ahead and gently release. Extend that leg out. Now we're going to take a full happy baby. So you're going to draw your knees into your chest. Now if happy baby is too much for you, you can just grab the backs of your thighs, you can grab your calves. You can kind of bring your feet into a bound angle pose here and just kind of hold it there. Or if you want the full happy baby, you're going to grab your feet and pull those knees down, opening up the hips, the low back, really getting into that sacral chakra. Now remember that everything I say throughout this class is an option, not an order. You do what works best for your body. You take any variations you need. Your yoga is valid and beautiful however it works. As long as you're listening to your body, you're doing it right. As long as you're following your breath, you're doing it right. And go ahead and gently release. We're going to bring our feet bottoms to the mat. We're just going to take one last little hip opener here. So I want you to bring your right ankle to your left thigh. Now if this is enough for you, you're going to stay right here. Maybe gently press on the thigh just to open up that hip a little more. If you want a little bit more, you're going to bring those legs into your chest. You're going to wrap your hands around that thigh through the hole that you just created. We're just going to hang out here. Breathing into that hip. You should feel it in that right hip. If you want a little more, you can flex those feet. And go ahead and gently release. We'll take it to the other side. So cross that left ankle over your right thigh. Again, if this is enough, you're going to stay right here. Maybe press gently on that thigh to open up that hip. If you want a little more, drawing those legs into the chest, reaching in between that hole you just made, and pulling those legs towards you. Again, if you want more, you can flex your feet. You'll feel it a little bit more in that hip. And of course, Pisces rule the feet, so we'll be doing a lot of feet stuff today. As a Pisces, I never understood that. I'm like, feet, I don't get it. But the pineal gland and like the melatonin and the dreams definitely get that. And go ahead and gently release. Your windshield wiper out your legs for a moment. Now we're going to rock and roll the length of our mat until we can come up to a seat. So you're going to draw your knees into your chest and just rock back and forth, massaging out that spine and gaining momentum to come up. Now we are going to get into the feet a little bit more. So once you come up, I want you to come to sit on your feet. So what that means is you're flexing your feet and you're just going to sit down on them. Now this might be pretty intense for you. If it is, you can sit like this. You're still getting into the tops of the feet, but this is a little bit more intense. I want you to bring your hands to touch, and I want you to bring them to that third eye chakra. So just gently tapping on your forehead. And I want you to start to bring in that visualization again. Bring in that dream. The biggest dream that you can dream. Harness that Pisces energy. If you think you're dreaming big, dream a little bit bigger. Don't forget to breathe. I know your feet are hurting. Take one more big inhale in. Then exhale, you can release. Come to your hands and knees. You can kind of tap out your feet a little bit. Shake them out. And now we're going to come to our tabletop. We're going to go right into our cat-cows here. So I want you to inhale, opening up the chest. Chin goes up. And exhale, round. Dome out the shoulders. Tuck your chin to chest. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round. Do 5 more rounds of this on your own breath, linking your breath to your movement. If there's any movements that feel good, maybe you want to rock your hips, maybe you want to take some full body circles. Listen to your body. What does it want to do? Trust your intuition. Tap into that third eye chakra and listen to that voice. And finish up your last round. Come back to a neutral spine. Now we're going to work on a little half side plank here. This is going to prep us because we're going to be doing half moon pose later in our practice. This is a little prep pose for that. So I want you to start with this right foot. You're going to kick it out to the side like it's a little kickstand. You're going to start to shift all of your weight over to the right. You're going to extend that left leg out. And you extend that left arm up. Now if this is enough for you, you're going to stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you're going to lift that back leg. Really make sure you put energy into the foot, either pointed or flexed. Maybe gaze up towards that top hand. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Gently transition back to your table. Now we're going to take it to the other side. So kicking out that left leg like it's a little kickstand. Shifting all your weight over, extending that right leg out. Opening up. Again, if you want a little bit more, lift that foot. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Come back to your table. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. We're going to find our first downward facing dog. So press into the palms, tuck the toes, and inhale. Lift those hips up and back. Find some movement in your first downward facing dog here. Pedal out the feet. Maybe shake the hips. Maybe shake your head, yes and no. Find stillness in your pose. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, go ahead and travel up into a forward fold. Again, our first forward fold, so find some movement here. Maybe sway from side to side. Maybe grab for opposite elbows. Give a little bounce. And go ahead and find stillness. Bring your hands to your shins. Press into them. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. Exhale your hands to your heart center. And close your eyes. Hang out here for just a moment. Find your breath. We're going to take it to a little half sun salute here. We're going to incorporate some chair pose. So for chair, you can have your feet hip distance apart if that feels good. I like to take mine big toes together to touch with a little sliver of space in between my heels. Again, what works for you on your body, take that. Starting at Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, sink it to your chair like you're sinking into a little invisible chair. Make sure you're tucking that pelvis. You don't want that booty super arched out. You can see your toes over your knees. Now I want you to bring your hands to your third eye. So again, bringing your hands together to touch and just gently touching that forehead. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Bring those hands to the third eye. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more time. We're going to add on this time. I want you to inhale your arms up. Exhale, sink to the chair. Maybe sink a little lower this time. Bring those hands to that third eye. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You're going to plant your hands. You're going to step back either to a high plank. You can come to your knees if that's better for you. And we're just going to lower down to our bellies. Getting a little low cobra action here to warm up the spine. I want you to have your hands right beneath your shoulders. You're going to inhale. Just lift the head, chest, and shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale up 1 more time. Maybe hover the fingers. Exhale, release. And inhale up. Maybe this time hover the hands. And exhale, you can release. Now we're either going to press up to a high plank and then a downward dog, or you can go through your tabletop. Listen to your body. What does it need? On the inhale, we press up and then find our downward facing dog on the exhale. Hang out in your downward dog. Find some movement here. Now I'm going to cue us through finding our lunge through downward facing dog. If that is too much for you, I want you to come standing at the top of your mat and just step back into your lunge. If you want to take it from your downward dog, we're going to inhale that right leg up and back. Take a little hip opener here just for a moment, bending at the knee, trying to kick yourself in the butt with your heel. Inhale back to center. Exhale, draw that knee into the chest, plant it for a lunge. Now we're just going to drop that back knee, finding your low lunge. Now, like I said, keep your blocks near you. Mine was on the opposite end of my mat, of course. But find that low lunge. Maybe you need your blocks here. Maybe you can take it to the lower level. Maybe you don't need your blocks. Maybe you can come to your thigh. Maybe you can inhale your arms all the way up. Find that full expression of your low lunge. Breathe here, making sure these hips are square to the front of the mat. Your knee is right over your ankle. Take an inhale here. Exhale, release hands to the mat or to the blocks. And then straighten that front leg. Find your half splits. You're really getting into that hamstring on the front leg. You're trying to flex those toes back to your face. Breathe here. And try to make sure you're not slouching over. We want like a halfway lift kind of in the spine here. Now we're going to shift back into that low lunge. We're going to find lizard pose. So you're going to bring both hands to the inside of your foot. You're going to scooch this right foot a little bit up and a little bit to the right. And you can open it up. So you come to the side of your foot here, or you can keep it planted, whatever works. But you're just opening up that hip. Now you can stay here on your blocks. You can lower to your forearms. But we're really opening up this hip, getting into that sacral chakra. Breathe here. And when you're ready, come back to your palms. You can lower that foot, scooch it back in, split the leg with your hands. Now we're going to transition back into our downward facing dog. If you don't want to do that, you're just going to step back into a forward fold. So I want you to plant your hands. You're going to tuck those back toes, come up to your lunge. Now you can either step forward into a forward fold, or you can step back into your three-legged dog, release, and we'll take it to the other side. So again, you can take this from standing at the top of your mat. We're going to inhale that left leg up and back. Exhale, take that hip opener. Inhale, center. Exhale, knee into chest. Plant it for that lunge again. We're going right for that low lunge. So dropping the back knee. Do you need your blocks? Check in. What expression of the pose do you want to take? What is your body telling you to do? Really getting into this front hip flexor. Breathing here. Hips are square. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands down, and shift into that half splits. Again, use your blocks if you need them. You also don't need to use the blocks. Whatever works for you. Really flexing those toes back to your face. Gently come back to that low lunge. Bring both hands to the inside of that foot. We're going to shift into that lizard. So moving that left foot a little bit up and a little bit to the left. Opening up the hip. So you're opening up that foot if you can, and lowering to your lizard, wherever that may be. Lizard is one of my favorite poses. I don't know if it's a Pisces, I'm just kind of partial to hip openers. I love them. You guys are probably like, Natasha, why are you doing this to us? I promise, the yoga poses that you don't like are the ones you need to do the most. And go ahead and come back to your palms. Bring that foot down. Split the leg with the hands. Now again, find your transition. So I'm transitioning through downward facing dog. If you want to step up into a forward fold, you can go there as well. So I'm stepping back into my three-legged dog and releasing to a downward facing dog. Now wherever you're at, I want you to meet us in a downward dog. And then we're going to take a wide-legged child's pose. So I want you to bring your knees about as wide as the mat. I feel a sneeze coming on, guys. All right, bless me. All right, so we're coming to our child's pose, sinking our hips back to our feet and extending our arms overhead. And really try to make that forehead connection with the mat, tapping into that third eye chakra. And breathe here. And then come up just a little bit so I can talk to you. Keep breathing in your child's pose. Now as you feel that pressure on your third eye, bring it back to that visualization. Bring it back to that dream. And start now to maybe think of the steps that you need to get there. Embrace both the Pisces moon and the Virgo sun. What do you need to plan to get to that point? What do you need to plan to make those dreams happen by the harvest moon and to, have your harvest and to have your abundance? Maybe some emotions are coming up. We're opening up our hips. Our emotions are stored in our hips and our sacral chakra. Use those emotions to fuel that dream, to fuel those goals. Maybe it's exciting, maybe it's scary, maybe it's a little bit of both. But we need a little bit of both. Take a big inhale in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale. One more big inhale in. And open mouth, exhale. Go ahead and gently inhale back to a tabletop position. Now I want you to get your blocks ready. I want you to place them right at the front of your mat because we are going to be using them for our half moon pose. I just want you to have them ready. So we're going to find a downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, inhale the hips up and back. Find a little bit of movement. And then find stillness. Inhale, gaze up to the top of your mat. Exhale, go ahead and travel into that forward fold. Hang out here for just a moment. Find stillness, bring the hands to the shins, press into them. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale for your fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna do a step back here. If you would like to take it through your downward facing dog, through your vinyasa, go ahead. I'm gonna cue through a step back just because I did cue through the vinyasa the first time. Let's cue through step back. We're gonna start standing at the top of our mats. Again, if you'd like to take downward facing dog, do what works best for you. Bring your hands to your hips. Now we're gonna put all of our weight into the right foot. And we're gonna step the left leg back into warrior two. So you're taking a bit of a wider stance here. This back foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Front foot is parallel with the long edge of the mat. Your knee is right over your ankle. Your hips are open here, right? We have open hips. And you can bring your arms out. Gaze over those top fingers. And hold and breathe here. If your ears are shrugged up to your shoulders, just gently release them down. Now I want you to inhale, shift forward. Exhale, find your extended side angle, so you can keep straight arms here. You can bring that forearm to your thigh, and maybe take a lateral side stretch. Whatever feels good for you. You can also, again, use a block here. Inhale, use the core to lift back up. Exhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. I like to take a half bind behind my back. Make sure you don't lose that front bend. Inhale, come back up. Now we're going to work on our half moon. So I want you to have your block right at the top of your mat. I want you to put all your weight into this right foot. And we're going to slowly start to bring this left foot in until we can pop off. This is a balancing pose. So you're coming in, you can bring that hand to your hip. Again, use your block if you need it. Right at the top of your mat. Lifting that back leg. Now the key is here. Keep your back foot active, so flex it. Focus your drishti, your gaze, on something that's not moving. Maybe you can extend that left arm up. Maybe you can gaze up towards it. And use the wall here if you need to. You can place yourself up against the wall. Maybe you don't need that block at all. Breathe here. Now we're going to gently lower that back foot back into our warrior two. So nice and slow. Come back to your warrior two. Now you can cartwheel down, travel through a vinyasa, or you can just step back to the top of your mat. So placing that weight into the right foot, we're just going to step on back to the top of our mat. Now shake it out a little bit if you need to. If you're doing a vinyasa, you're going to meet us at standing or your downward facing dog. And we're going to take the other side. So place your hands on your hips. Put all that weight into that left foot. And then we're going to step back into that warrior two. Again, a little bit wider of a stance here. Bending into this left knee. Knee is right over the ankle. Back foot's parallel with the short edge of your mat. Front foot's parallel with the long edge of your mat. Find that warrior. Gaze over those top fingers. Check in. Are your shoulders shrugged up to your ears? Lower them down. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, find that extended side angle. Maybe take that lateral side stretch if you took it on the other side. Breathe here. Inhale, use your core to come back up. Exhale, flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. Keep that front bend stable. Inhale, come back up. Now again, we're going to transition into that half moon. So keeping this bend, putting all our weight into that front foot. We're shifting forward. Maybe bringing your hand to your hip until you can kind of pop off. Bringing your hand to a block. Keeping those hips open. Keeping that back foot active. Holding and breathing here. I know it's a difficult one, guys. Focus your drishti, your gaze, on something that's not moving. Use a wall if you need it. A few more breaths. Now we're going to transition back to our warrior two, so just gently lower back into that warrior stance. Woo. And again, you can cartwheel your hands down, transition through your vinyasa, or you can just step right back to the top of your mat. Shake it out just a little bit for me. All right, we gotta get ourselves back down to the mat now. So I want you to inhale those arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and plant your hands. Step back to your high plank for just a second, and then just lower yourself down into a child's pose. Again, that wide-legged child's pose, just to get a little bit more into the hips. You can lower yourself down. And again, really make sure that forehead is touching the mat. Breathing here. Can you bring it back to that dream, to those goals? What do you need to do to get there? Say it out loud. I visualize my dreams and I take action. Go ahead and gently inhale back up to your tabletop. We're going to take some seated folds here with our blocks. So go ahead and take a seat on your mat. Make sure you have a block with you. First one, bound angle pose. So bringing those feet bottom together to touch. Opening up the hips. Put that block right in front of your feet. Inhale for a flat spine. And exhale, fold. And bring your head to that block. Now you might need 2 blocks here. Bring the block to you. Maybe you're super bendy. You can touch your head to the floor. That'd be awesome. Wish I could do that. But I can't, so we use blocks. And why are we using the blocks? We're touching our third eye chakra. Feeling that pressure on the third eye. Activating our dreams. Breathing here. Gently inhale, come back up. Now we're going to take a wide-legged fold. So opening up those legs wide. Again, they don't have to be super wide, just as wide as you can go. And same concept, we're going to inhale for a flat spine and exhale, fold. Again, just bringing your forehead to a block. Trying to keep a flat spine. So maybe bringing that block out just a little bit so you're not hunched over. Breathing here. Feeling that pressure on the third eye. Inhale, gently come up. You can place your blocks to the side. Bring your legs in. You can shake them out a little bit if you need to. And then we're going to find ourselves on our backs. Again, keeping your blocks nearby. Just gently lower down to your back. Take a morning stretch here if it feels good. If you need to stretch anything out. Maybe shake out your legs a little bit. Now we're going to find a supported bridge pose here. So I want you to bend your knees, placing your feet on your mat. Now this is where we take a block. We're going to have it ready. You're going to inhale your hips up and scooch that block underneath your hips, right underneath your pelvis, and place your hips on that block. We're doing a supported bridge here. Now if you'd like, you can bring your hands together to touch and just place them on your third eye. Activating that third eye chakra just a little bit more. Breathing here. What is your third eye telling you? What is your intuition telling you? What is this Pisces full moon bringing up for you in your dreams? Maybe it's something you didn't expect. Maybe it's something you're like, I've wanted that for so long and I've never taken the action to get there. We're taking the action this time. Under this full moon, we're going to dream, we're going to visualize. We're going to visualize the actions we're going to take, and then we're going to take action. And come the next full moon, that harvest moon, we're going to reap all of our wonderful abundance, our wonderful harvest, our dreams. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. You can gently release your hands to the mat. Now we're going to take a supported shoulder stand here. If you'd like to take a full shoulder stand, if that's in your practice, go ahead. I personally hate shoulder stand because my boobs suffocate me. But that's why we have the block. So you're just going to gently bring your knees into your chest. And you're going to straighten your legs up to the sky. Now we're going to work the feet just a little bit more here because we're in that Pisces full moon. So I want you to point your feet really hard. And then flex the feet really hard. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. And alternate, pointing and flexing. And gently you can release, bending at the knees. Bring those feet back to the mat. Just press into them for a moment to lift up. Get that block out from underneath you. You can windshield wiper out your legs here. We're going to take some final twists. So I want you to extend your legs out. I want you to draw that right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug. Inhale here. And then exhale, twist it on over. You can use that left hand to kind of help that twist, or you can bring your arms to a T position. Just try to keep that right shoulder on the mat, maybe gazing over it. Remembering your breath. And inhale, come back to center. You go ahead and switch out the legs. So bringing that left knee in, giving it a little hug for just a moment. Inhaling here. And exhale. Bring it on over. Again, trying to keep that left shoulder on the mat. Maybe gazing over it. And gently inhale, come back to center. And extend that leg out. We're going to find our Savasana. So take whatever Savasana feels good for you. Maybe it's legs up the wall. Maybe it's what we started with, that supported fish and that bound angle. I'm just going to take a plain old Savasana here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take bound angle. That sounds like it feels good. See, I'm listening to my body, doing what's best for me. Fozzie is so concerned because I laid down on my mat. He's staring at me from my bed. You can probably hear him. He's been very concerned this whole yoga class. Now close your eyes here. Bring it back to your breath. Maybe while you're in your Savasana again, start to visualize those dreams. I'll let you know when it's time to come back. As you bring your awareness back to your space, back to your body. You can release your bound ankle if you're there. You can wiggle your toes or wiggle your fingers. You can roll out your wrists or roll out your ankles. And when you're ready, just draw your knees into your chest. Give them a little hug here. And then go ahead and drop over to the right side, finding that fetal pose. Fetal pose symbolizes new beginnings and fresh starts. And go ahead and gently press yourself to a seat, any seat that you are comfortable in. Keeping those eyes closed. Bring your hands to either side of you, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips. Inhale those arms up, taking all that wonderful Pisces full moon energy. Exhale, bring them back down, releasing anything that doesn't serve you. Inhale them up. Bring those palms together to touch, and exhale, draw them to that third eye chakra. Just for a moment, feel that pressure on your forehead. And then release those hands to your heart center. Take one more moment to picture that dream, that goal, and the steps you're going to take to get there. The love and light in me honors the love and light in each of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. We bow to our practice. Thank you. Well, that is all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I was slightly distracted because my dog Fozzie was like bothering me through the whole class. But I hope it was lovely. I was so excited to film this because, again, I'm a Pisces. Now, the other thing that I'm excited about is registration for my group coaching program, Nourish Your Life, starts on the 1st. So harness that full moon energy. If you're like, my dream is I just want to change my life. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. Nourish Your Life is the program for you. Take that action. I will put the link in the description box to apply. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Thank you again so much for practicing. And I will have your new moon in Virgo. I do videos for the full moon and new moon every month. You can also check me out on Instagram at Nourish Natasha. I have a lot of yoga content there. I've been doing free self-love yoga every Saturday live on my Instagram. So you can check me out there. And I think that's all I got. Thank you so much, guys.